It's been a long while since we've met last time. Somewhere around 3 weeks. 3 weeks ago, I've recorded my largest video, 3 hour long summary on thinking fast and slow. This video, as in the previous one, we will discuss the nature of our mind. This time, through music. So, hope you're feeling well today. You have a great mood. And we will discuss the music. Yeah. It is something widely discussed, probably by many people surrounding us, or discussed by people who we watch frequently, like Huberman or any other person, any other scientist whom we consider to be trustworthy or similar. But without further ado, let's dive deeper into this topic, and I would like to start with my recommendation. So, listen closely. The best music, the best stimuli for your motivation is not jazz music, it's not heavy music, it's not anything. Guess what? It is silence. I'll repeat again. The best music you can listen is the silence. I think I should not get too deep into this topic of silence, because you probably know that silence is the best sound we could hear. It almost always does relax our nervous system, it alleviates our mind. It feels good to be in silence. It feels comfortable. Mostly it feels comfortable, because some people might experience different attitudes towards silence, but mostly silence is very beneficial, and silence is the best, somewhat, implication, or rather, how to say that. Silence is the best ambient noise for any kind of work, any kind of activity, be it exercise or study or working. So keep that in mind, that silence is the best. Or at least when there is a little noise, like puttering cars or people speaking around, it's the best music, it's the best sound that can motivate you. It's the best sound to work with. You hear that? This ambient noise. It is a white noise. Right now, white noise is playing on the TV, so that I'm totally focused on discussion of me and you. So this type of sound, music, call it however you want, is also a good way of working. The environment should be with lack of noise. Keep that in mind. An environment in which you work, in which you do any kind of activity, has to have some silent moments or moments of silence. So keep in mind again, silence is the best sound that exists. If you cannot stand it, you have to learn to cope with it. Because if you become friends with silence, you master the peaceful state of mind, the peaceful state, the peaceful existence. So now it's upon you to act. You see, you probably have some sort of a preference. If you did not thought about it, think about it right now. I'll wait. Think about your preference. What kind of music style you prefer to listen? Perhaps it is a bit light music or a bit heavier. Just think about it. If you already know, or if you have understood what is your music type, then I have a good news. Thought silence is the best noise for focused, concentrating work. Vice versa comes to, listen closely, vice versa comes to work with creativity. So basically, when you are working on some analytical project which demands full concentration, full focus, because you have to calculate, or any kind of focus demanding job, then silence is the best noise. Silence is the best music. Silence is the best tune you might listen to during the practice. But when it comes to creativity, it demands open awareness. What do I mean by that? You won't be creative just by being fully concentrated on something. You won't get creative ideas through narrow vision. Listen closely. You won't get creative ideas through narrow vision. Instead, you have to broaden vision. You have to open your awareness and be susceptible to everything that flows around. Every thought has to attract your attention. In order to achieve that open-mindedness, you have to simply relax, right? Relax, take a cup of tea, coffee, sit down, maybe grab your journal, open your notebook, laptop, if you're about to write. Get ready your painting tools, get ready your canvas if you're about to paint, and so on and so forth. Based on your activity, you just get the stuff ready, and at the last moment, just turn on your favorite music. Sit down and start painting, journaling, writing, or even creating the music itself. So, the music we prefer to listen has a unique capability of relaxing us, of alleviating us from the stress we experienced during the day. So when we listen to our favorite tune, it could be folk music, it could be jazz. We let go of everything. We just get into this flow state. It's not that your vision is narrow. You just get into the flow. Imagine the flow, and it's you. My wrist is you, and this is a flow. You are focused currently. You have this narrow vision on your problems, on your day-to-day worries, preoccupations. So flow gets just nearby, and it just evades from you. But when you are relaxed, when your attention is relaxed, time when flow is approaching you, it sees, oh, it is something open, it is something vast. Perhaps I could get into that. And it goes right beyond, right into you, goes right into your body, into your mind. And this flow brings just great things, great ideas. Music is one of the tools for relaxation, as you probably know. So, even heavy music is not that bad, I would say. People might consider heavy music as something terrible, you know, horrific, you know, rap music could contain some misogynistic or vulgar bad stuff. Same goes for heavy rock, metal, but I'm listening to this type of music too. So I am, as you see, a pretty prudent person. Uh, I'm not a psychopath or anything. At least I think so. Yeah. So it is a misconception about heavy music that it affects us in some really bad way. Stereotype in one word. It is stereotype that this music has nothing but bad things. People who really enjoy listening to heavy music feel the same alleviation from stress as people who prefer listening to classical music. And even it is good for some sort of activity besides creativity, open mindedness practice. While working, for instance, some computer scientists have mostly preferred to do their job while listening to some hardcore music, heavy metal mostly. So Yet there is another example of famous people who really enjoy listening to heavy stuff and are metalheads. Ryan Holiday, for instance, is a fan of Iron Maiden. Jaka Willing, great leader, who might seem like a monster, but is a very kind, you know, tempered person. Listened at his young age and still is honoring Black Sabbath, for instance, and many other metal groups. So these people are not psychopaths. They are not, I don't know, rapists. They are not drug abusers, you know? So why do you think that, if you think so, why do you think that heavy music is bad? Heavy music is actually has one great attribute that not all of the music styles factor in themselves. It's the fast beat. So, fast beat basically makes us alert. There is a somewhat fun fact about our nature that, or rather about our biology, that our heart rate, our heartbeat, depends on the music we listen to. So if we listen to a music which contains a fast beats like da 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 da, then mostly our heart rate will be on increased level. So it will too beat in the same manner, da 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 da. And this was just a side tangent, but based on that fact, you might just assess, compute your preference for your music style. Or rather, let me put it in that way. By estimating your heartbeat, you can estimate how focused you are or how alert you are during the day. If it is fast enough, I don't know, 60 minutes or 60 beats per minute or 70 beats per minute, then you are probably one of the most energetic people on the earth. The fast beat, the fast rhythm is a good tool for people who like to work, people who like to exercise, people who like to be active. In the morning, when you wake up, you might like to, scroll down your phone, I don't know, watch some news, or instantly start listening to those, YouTube gurus. Instead, what I would recommend, half an hour after you woke up, sit down for about 5 minutes and listen to binaural beats. It's an increasing beats of a certain frequency, which are which have the purpose of narrowing our vision, basically. If you have some issues with narrowing your vision, just sit down for 5 minutes, close your eyes, put your headphones on, turn on the video or voice recording, I don't know, recording of those binaural beats, and sit. Just sit in peace and listen this sound. This type of noise, which is in the background currently, is also considered as binaural beats relative. It's a white noise, right? So the white noise has its relatives, red noise and brown noise, and even blue noise, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, each of which are created for purpose of either boosting up creativity, memory, or focus. Currently, the white noise is keeping me focused on the discussion, as I've said before. So the binaural beats do the same thing. You listen 5 minutes of those binaural beats, then go to your day. Or what's the best possible scenario is that you listen 5 minutes to binaural beats before you go to work, before you go to exercise. You're just fully focused on the goal. And keep in mind the image of what you're about to do during the day while listening to those binaural beats. It's kind of a meditation practice where there's an ambient noise, mysterious, enigmatic music on a flute, but instead it's more efficient and real. It actually works. So every time as you wake up, just try to listen for a while to those binaural beats, and after that, go with your day, fully focused on what you are about to do. But it is important to keep in mind the image of the practice, of the activities you're about to do, right? So this was binaural beats, or rather talking about fast rhythms. Then you probably have ever heard about music type personality. You know, as we've discussed, heavy music listeners are considered to be, introverted. That's true, probably. Or angry, all negative attributes are pertinent as they think to the heavy music listeners. But it's not, as we have understood in the previous section about heavy music. So keep in mind, not all of those music type personalities are real. They took the average and used it as assumed that it's 100% accurate information, but it's not. It depends whether you are a fan of this kind of music or not, right? So knowing the music personality types, you might actually open up the doorway towards great things. At some point, I had some issues with my confidence. Like I was really introverted, but I was not listening to any heavy metal, or was I? Then I just thought about, wait, perhaps the music I'm listening to is the reason for this kind of mindset I have. Then I just looked up the music personality types, and what I found was that people who listen to the rap music are mostly considered to be more confident. And I thought, oh, well, why not to change the style? Find a rap music which seems to me likable, and just listen to this type of music a lot more frequently so that I could become a lot more confident. And for a while, I just listened to the Japanese rap. Yeah, perhaps the reason why it attracted me was that I did not understand the lyrics of this music, and overall the structure, tone of this type of music was appealing to me. So I just continued on listening this type of music, and eventually I managed to develop the confidence. It was amazing. So I recommend you going through those music personality types. I can actually describe some of those from my, you know, from my memory, but it's not an accurate one. So you would like to watch those by yourself on the internet. As I've said, heavy metalists are heavy music lovers, heavy music listeners are considered to be introverted. Jazz listeners are considered to be more creative. Classical music listeners are considered to be clever or have a higher IQ, which we'll talk about later. Pop music listeners are usually also more confident and more energetic. And rap listeners are more confident and more, you know, aggressive sometimes. But this might be again a biased thing, biased, a stereotype basically, which is created from association of rap with something, vulgar, aggressive, as with the situation of heavy metal and hard rock in general. Yep, you find a slacking part of your personality, be it creativity or confidence, and start listening to music in order to hash out this slacking part of yours, the slacking part of your personality. Simple as that. Then I stumbled upon a study of the classic music boosting IQ. So, you know that classical music is prominent for its calmness, actually, for its old style, old school style of creating music, and for the unusual, unique cleverness of people who listen to this type of music. Why do you think actually classical music boosts up this IQ level? Well, it's not the music itself that does the work. It's not even increasing IQ. The thing about classical music is that it is acoustic music. It is not techno nor electrical music. Acoustic music has healing capabilities. You probably would enjoy a lot more listening to peaceful but yet playful tune on guitar, on acoustic guitar, rather than to just Justin Bieber, I guess. Yeah. Um, isn't it true? You'll feel a lot more satisfying to listen to a classical music rather than to a rap, because it is acoustic music. Acoustic music contains nothing somewhat, so to say, how to say that? Hmm. It contains nothing of modernity. It is authentic and natural. And this authentic and natural affects us in so intense, in so massive way, in so dramatic way that our mind just instantly gets into this flow we've talked about. Just gets relaxed or energized, dependent depending on the rhythm of the classical music. So it's not just the slow melody. Sometimes it's again playful. I don't know, a happy is what a major type of music, which factors in a fast rhythm. Listening to classical music occasionally is like listening to the sounds of nature. It has the same capabilities of listening, it has the same benefits rather, that has the listening to sea, to wind, to birds flying around. That's the magical thing about classical music. It alleviates the stress again. It does it in the most great manner, in the best possible way. And this reason, because our mind is relaxed, we get creative ideas through open mindedness. And through open mindedness, those creative ideas come in a vast amounts, resulting in a higher perception, in a better, rather, perception of what is going on around us or what we are seeking. Yeah, this is the reason why our mind, why our personality becomes more clever, get a higher level of IQ. It was a long time myth. It is still considered as a, again, stereotype that people who prefer listening to classical music will have Einstein's IQ level or something. It's all about the relaxing nature of the music. So, again, when it comes to open mindedness, you might like to use classical type of music in order to get the best out of the work. Then, based on this personality trait, based on the music preference, you might add into your list of tryouts a pop music, because pop music has some unique attributes that not every type of music has. People who prefer listening to pop music have better relationships with everyone, or rather, a better communicating skills, better relationship building skills. That would be a lot more correct. So, again, people who prefer listening to a pop music, they prefer to be more open for the knowledge about what is going on around them. They are more developed in thinking. So these are all empirical data. And they have a unique capability of building good relationships with people. Basically, great communication skills. So, knowing that, why not to try listening to a pop music for some time? There are plenty of stuff, there are plenty of tunes in this realm of pop music. Why don't you choose the right or a likable to you personally, the one which is likable to you personally, and try to listen to that music for a month or for a week or two and see what will happen. If you have, again, some issues with communication skills, or you are not so open minded and you strive, you desire to become a lot more clever, a lot more astute in thinking, then a pop music is the best choice for you. A pop music, again, will develop first the thinking skills, a perception of environment, a better perception of environment, and a better thinking skills. And the second, it will develop great communication skills. Keep that in mind. It is really essential for you to know that. So, yeah, probably this was it. This was all I wanted to discuss with you. Yeah. Whew. 39 minutes. So, all in all, I would say that music is a great thing. A great way to relax, a great way to be creative. But when it comes to work of a focus that demands concentration, your best friend is silence. Silence will be just the best thing that will relax your mind, that will make it easier for you to concentrate on some sort of work. Even for creativity, it might be good. You just have to used to it. You just have to get used to it, right? Yeah. So, hope you have gained some great stuff from this video. Hope music will open up some doors that have been not known before. And hope you have a great day, great life, and hope you enjoy the silence and the best music of your preference.